It's a brand new day with Mona News. It's time to have your say. She's got the scoop, the stories, all the latest trends. Mo's got the news, let's hear it. My dear friends, from politics to showbiz, no story's too small. Mo covers it all. She's got the inside call, her voice so smooth, like honey in the summer sun. With Mo on the mic, you know the news is always fun. Mornings with Mo, the best newsy news in the world. With her style so classic and her stories unfurled, from morning till night, she's got us in the know. Turn on your radio, let Mo's newsy news flow.
Good morning, everyone. It is the 5th of June, and I cannot believe that I now am the proud mother of a 16-year-old. I am in no way mature enough for this job, but I have really pretty good kids, so they make momming easy most of the time. Thank you, Tammy, for getting in here and hitting the thumbs up before you go on about your day. Wolfram, thank you for doing all of the mod stuff. Squid Pro Quo, great to see you. Tammy, again, I already said your name. AC's Wildflower and Alice G, good morning. Yeah, she is going to be doing all the fun stuff with grandparents. And then we'll have, she kind of sent us, we have a budget, so she sent us what she wants. And since it's something electronical, Mr. Mo will be taking care of that because I have no idea. She was talking to him like, what gets the best, this, that, and the other? And I'm like, I don't even know. In retro news, apparently all the cases we thought were done and dusted are coming back to life with CrimeCon this weekend. I do not know, but apparently Amanda Knox is back in the news, reconvicted of slander. And I have sent a correspondence / screenshot of this suit choice because I am not sure what's going on here. So MLS will have to give us the verdict on how this suit is actually helping. And if it's skinny pants, I'm going to be upset. An Italian court on Wednesday reconvicted Amanda Knox of slander, upholding the only conviction still standing in association with the brutal unaliving of her roommate in 2007. The Florence court sentenced Knox to 3 years for slandering Patrick Lambuga, a Congolese bar owner, in a written statement following the unaliving of Meredith Kutcher. Knox is not expected to serve the time since she served about 4 years ago for the murder conviction before it was overturned. Oh, New England, well, I wish I would look, y'all, if I lived in England, the amount of Bakewell tarts would substantially decline. That's just how it would go. Just absolutely, there would be no Bakewell tarts, and then I'd have to run for government so that, the British baking show would, continue. That would be my only things that I would work for. The European Court of Human Rights had ruled in 2019 that Italian law enforcement violated Knox's rights during questioning, which led to Italy throwing out her slander conviction. The court's Supreme Court then asked the Florence court to begin a new trial to decide whether there had been slander in the note. Knox arrived at court Wednesday morning with her hearing set to begin at 9:30 a.m. She was accompanied by her husband, Christopher Robinson, with whom she shares 2 children. Yes, yes. Good morning, my mama and my mini 67. Yes, all little snack cake manufacturers would love me. Knox made about a 10-minute declaration before the court, speaking in Italian with a voice that sometimes trembled. She spoke of why she wrote the note naming Lambama. She said she didn't intend to hurt him, who was not only her employer, but a friend who consoled her after her roommate's death. She named him when she was exhausted and confused during an extensive police interrogation, she said. The hearing had been scheduled for the very same courtroom where I was convicted of a crime I didn't commit, Amanda Knox said on Monday. This time she would be there to defend myself yet again, she added. I will be completely honest. I didn't get very into the Amanda Knox trial, so I only know the very vaguest of all of that information. It might be one that I do a deep dive on someday, but I have, positive for a realist, I have optimism in project management, so I'm like, "Yeah, I can do a deep dive on this and this and this," and I fail to recognize how much, deep diving is a thing. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, my kids still wanna be fed and laundry still goes on, and Dingus is somewhere." Let's see here. I hope to clear my name once and for all of the false charges against me, Knox said on social media. Wish me luck. Knox and her then boyfriend, Raffaele Sotilo, were initially convicted of the murder in 2009, a ruling that was overturned in 2011. She was again convicted of the murder in 2014. The country's highest court definitely acquitted her and Salcedo of the murder in 2015. Rudy Herman Good was convicted and served 13 years for the murder. He was released in 2021. On social media on Monday, Knox added a short postscript to her statement saying something in Italian, which roughly translates to "May the wolf die," a common way of saying good luck. Interesting. Like I said, I know the very vaguest of information about this, so I have no stance on, you know, if she is like O.J. Simpsoning it with, if I had done it. Welcome, David. I hope you enjoy this. So, that being said, if I ever get the chance to look into it, I think that the legal shenanigans with her having to go through different courts and everything would probably be something that I'd want to have a lawyer from Italy look at, because I not only don't play a lawyer on YouTube, but I'm not one. Prosecutors behaving badly or just attorneys, daggone it, Michigan, what are you doing here? An attorney breaks into a former coworker's home with a bag full of concerning items. Y'all, if it's a Subway sandwich, I am going full, like, my name is Chris Henson, and I'd like you to have a seat. A Michigan man is being accused of breaking into his former coworker and past romantic interest's home with a backpack full of quote unquote concerning items, including a loaded force multiplier, a knife, and other troubling objects. Well, there wasn't a Subway sandwich in there. On Monday, June 3rd, Levi Tahern Smith, 34, an attorney and resident of Dearborn Heights, was charged by Oakland County prosecutors with attempted home invasion, a felony firearm possession after he broke into the house of his former coworker. The incident took place around 1:30 a.m. on Saturday, June the 1st, when the victim says she woke up to find Smith attempting to enter her home through a side door. Yeah, no. Look, the fact that you remained standing, 'cause, I've watched way too much Law and Crime, you know, and Special Victims, SVU, Law and Order. No, just know there would be bubble wrap if c I mean, he's had better hair days, but he's not got the full Nick Nolte. Police said she triggered a panic alarm and was also able to capture Smith on Ring doorbell footage as he was trying to run away from the scene. Of course he did. I swear to goodness, we should all remember that we are being monitored more than 1984 and Brave New World put together combined. I'm relieved that the victim was vigilant and contact law enforcement immediately, stated Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald. Without the victim's call to 911 and the work of the Royal Oak Police, the situation could have been far worse. Smith was located by police carrying a backpack that contained a number of concerning items. The force multiplier, the large knife, handcuffs, ropes, mask, a hammer, crowbar, duct tape, and latex gloves. Y'all, this will only get better if he was seen at the self-checkout buying his unaliving kit. You think as a lawyer, you'd maybe know not to have a bunch of incriminating evidence on you? The quick thinking of the victim to contact the police once she realized this dangerous situation was unfolding prevented a much worse outcome. As a result, officers immediately located the suspect and took him into custody. According to officials, Smith and the woman used to be coworkers, and he'd reportedly shown romantic interest in her in the past. Police believe Smith specifically targeted the woman in this case. Officials say Smith was arraigned on Tuesday and is being charged with one count of first-degree attempted home invasion, a 5-year felony, and one felony firearm violation, which carries a further 2-year sentence. His bond was set for $25,000, and his next court appearance is scheduled for June 14th. If you have if you live in the Michigan area and you have any ideas, uh, then, call the Royal Oak Police Department. Now, in good news from strange places, Texas Chainsaw Massacre actor Jonathan Tucker rescues a Los Angeles family during a home invasion. I'm always happy when we get happy endings for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. John Tucker helped rescue a family from a home invasion in his Los Angeles neighborhood, Fox News Digital confirmed. The Los Angeles Police Department responded Sunday around 3 or 6:30 p.m. for a hot prowl, a spokesperson said. The suspect, described as a black male in his 30s, wearing sunglasses, a t-shirt, blue jeans, and white shoes, he entered the location, then fled, a police spokesperson said. Officers searched the area and located the suspect, and the suspect was taken into custody without incident. Tucker is known for roles in Kingdom, Hostage, and more. He called 911 after noticing a man walking around his neighborhood and banging on people's doors. After making the call, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre star ventured back outside to look for the man. He was not able to spot him anymore, and the neighbor's front door was wide open. Tucker ran over to the house in search of his neighbors. After entering the home, he found 2 children and a woman inside and was able to get them out of the house safely. Must not have been paying attention to Hollywood because I don't know this guy from Adam, but I'm glad he was able to help his neighbors. Police arrived while Tucker was still on the phone with dispatch, the actor told Los Angeles Magazine. Tucker described the LAPD as the real heroes in this situation. They put their lives on the line every day, multiple times a day, Tucker told the outlet. They responded within minutes, and I was still on the phone with 911 dispatcher. It was an extraordinary response. So awesome. Oh, good luck. Read the instructions twice. And then have someone else check them over because I swear to goodness, I put at least one thing in backwards all the time. IKEA, I need you to even dumb down the instructions for me if possible. In another blast from the past that turned out to be a little bit off point, we have GQ's 1995 list of most overrated things in pop culture. I guess it hasn't aged greatly, but let's see. Maybe we were ahead of our time. That's So 1995, a resurfaced GQ magazine list from the 90s deemed overrated popular trends and it has been roasted online and gone viral on Reddit. People are expressing their shock at who, what, and where had their moment and were deemed unworthy of praise by the magazine. Uh, the 1995 overrated list, which described its list as 81 people, places, and things utterly unworthy of the praise and respect they received. There's still a lot of mediocrity and outright crap out there that's getting a free ride, but not here, the team at GQ insisted. Let's see, the list was comprised of many celebrities, places, and more that are still relevant, righteous about Ticketmaster, though, random and harmless like lattes, and now patently offensive like Demi Moore's body, which many people agree did not deserve the criticism. Wow, this aged really poorly, a Redditor summed up the rundown in comments, while other people simply labeled it silly. One naysayer offered, quote, "They lost me at the White Power Ranger." Same. Tommy, rest in peace. While another geek actually was thrilled that Greenspan and CNBC made the list, while another reader suspected that the rundown was meant to be tongue-in-cheek, saying, "This article is a joke and not meant to be serious." So here we go. Let's see the list of things that should not have been cool. Okay, the rainforest. I don't know what we have against trees, but all right. The White Power Rangers. Yes, we stand White Power Ranger. These two crypt keepers. Oh no, not Hootie. You're no, no. We all learned how to hold hands, and let her cry. No, sir, no, sir, no, ma'am. We do not like this list. Let's see here. Bjork, Alan Greenspan, Christo, Righteousness About Ticketmaster, Vine Ripened Tomatoes, Rainforest, Pitt the Younger, Homespun American Wisdom, Lattes, Pat Riley, The White Power Ranger, Shaved Heads, Violent Action Movies from Hong Kong, Martin Lawrence, Melissa Etheridge, Converting to Islam in Jail, Lisa Marie's looks, uh, let's see, gender ambiguity the prefix cyber, poetry slams, can agree. Bill Gates electro-fitted bunker home, absolutely fabulous. Uh, let's see, being the host city of an Olympic Games, the alumni of Harvard Lampoon, upscale taquerias, the genius of Brian Wilson, Fiestaware. Not Fiestaware. Y'all need to no. No, that is the bone china of the Midwest. You lay off the Fiestaware. Wood burning pizza ovens, can agree. Let's see here. Trips to see Peter and the Wolf, anything called Summerfest, Agassi versus Sampras, town meeting style interfaces with local elected officials, Pliny the Elder and Pliny the Younger. I think they meant Pliny the Younger, not Pitt the Younger, because there was Pliny the Elder and Pliny the Younger. Designer Buddhism, the large intestine. Yeah, this is a joke. Morphing mangoes appearing at a public function unwashed on the arm of Juliette Lewis. Okay, you had to be there. Let's see, digitized family albums. I swear one day. Hey, I actually agree with you right here. And we have the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. I'm kind of okay with that one. There's some wisdom. Zines, Striped Bass, anyone dubbed the sexiest man alive, duets, Heather Locklear's galvanizing effect on Melrose Place. Let's see. Anything else that virtual reality, heavily choreographed concerts at which the featured performer wears a headset, microphone, and is backed by 35 dancers. Well, we're still tired of that, but um there you go. So there is still more snarkiness from GQ, and You know, I have to say that they're kind of wrong on a lot of these things, but I'll give you the ATF. And always, why can't my house have a secret creepy room? I swear to goodness, my house is state of the art 1971, and guessing with the square corners, they were using some pharmaceutical, legal or not, because there is not a square corner to be found in this house. But I feel like I should have at least gotten one of those creepy rooms. And thank you, Fraud at Wrangler, for the 5 membership gifts, and those went to my mama, Janie J, Jason J, Legendary Racing, and Stace. So, guys, thank Fraud at Wrangler, and welcome to the Church of Mo. You don't have to tithe, you don't have to come out on Sundays. We just ask you to not wear patchouli oil, and don't don't talk about your kinks unless we ask, but then we're gonna ask all the questions. It's a weird church. What can you do? But I want a creepy indoor jacuzzi found under my house. I really need to get into realty and then just buy all the houses with creepy stuff in them. A couple discovers a creepy 100-year-old room under a jacuzzi, and it's shocking for its secret use. Well, look, we pray for the infirm in the mind, but, cranial rectitis is a disease that you can only pull yourself out of. Yes, of course. The only hard and fast rules are no patchouli oil and no recorders. If I see a recorder or hear hot cross buns, everyone, we're not getting Frosties and mom's turning this church right back around. Let the mystery sink in. A Michigan couple doing home renovations discovered a prohibition area Prohibition era 200-foot deep bootlegger's tunnel beneath their home that was likely used for smuggling alcohol into the US. Haley Gilmartin and her husband Trevor, who live on Lake Huron, a body of water separating the US from Canada, uncovered the eerie water-filled room when remodeling an old broken jacuzzi in the middle of their house. Wait a minute. You have a jacuzzi in the middle of your house? That has to be the funnest thing ever. Well, I mean, if it were working. Like, look, you're gonna come in the foyer, and you're gonna take a left at the love tub, that's what we call it, and you're gonna go right, and there's the bathroom. You can powder your nose. The room is connected to a body of water by a 6-foot pipe, Haley recently told Newsweek. Interesting. I do question look, I just would like a jacuzzi that big and them not to cost the earth to work. Here's hoping. Despite the creepy reveal, the 2 homeowners put on a brave face for what came next. We scuba dived in the river and found the other end of it, which is a huge tunnel, Gilmartin, 30, told GM Press, noting it was impossible to pump water out because the room is still getting water from Lake Huron and the rivers it's connected to. The dark concrete space is nearly empty except for a support pole and wood paneled wall that they believe connects to the tunnel system. The couple who bought the property in 2020 later learned several neighbors also have similar tunnels under their home. I mean, leave it to Michigan to find a way, to get booze in. Look, I'm saying us Midwesterners, we're not going to give up Boone's Farm willingly. Nearly a century ago, Lake Huron and the adjoining St. Clair River became critical waterways that boaters and crime syndicates used to bring in bootleg alcohol from north of the border. The area was responsible for 75% of prohibition activity, according to experts. Learning of their likely connection to gritty history, Gilmartin posted their Sink Easy and scuba adventures to TikTok in clips that have racked up millions of views. I think Anyone finding a manhole under their house in pitch darkness is gonna find it spooky, Haley told Newsweek. I mean, that's how the lizard people get you. Although, having studied the Delphi case, my world Dale Gribble, conspiracy theory is like, wait, what if Odinists are really in charge and it's not the lizard people? But that is heavy thinking for an early morning and deeply silly. Why is it I can't find a creepy bootleg? Well, to be honest, our neighborhood, we'd all have tunnels. You know, if I see one more, we live on a golf course, and look, if you like golf, God love you, go spend 4.5 hours, but having to try to dodge, dip, and dodge and dive around people in their daggone golf carts when they're maybe not the soberest. I have a 10-person, Ford Transit, breeder mobile. You can see me, Cletus, you can see me. Any hoozle, rant over. She added that removing a wooden wall in the water room may make their next project may be their next project and promised more updates. We are going to keep exploring it, and if it is possible, we will drain it and maybe create a game room or a bowling alley down there. No, I don't think you can drain Lake Huron, but hey, I am not a physicsologist, so I knew it was one I knew it was one of those things. In we need to we need to talk about hair choices, but apparently we have found a fast food worker with a quote unquote fantasy to commit a Columbine style mass unaliving sent to prison for threats to attack and kaboom schools. Y'all, I wish I had a funny quip for this. I just wish young people, and I'm starting to get to that age where I'm gonna call everyone young people. Like, Hot Topic is getting too loud for me, even though I love Sailor Moon, stuff and King of the Hill T-shirts. I get that I am no longer in the young and cool demographic, but it hurts me to see all of these people that are so lost that they want to add to their, I guess, personality, or this becomes a goal. I don't know how you get this lost, and I wish difficult questions like that had easy answers, but there aren't easy ones. We're gonna have to listen to everyone and, just not assume that everyone has terrible moral backing just because they think differently, but that's for, people above my pay grade. Logan C. Pallister, a man who amassed an arsenal of weapons and fawned over Columbine High School unalivings before vowing to do the same to schools in Montana, was sentenced to 7 years and 6 months in prison this week. Prosecutors originally sought 10 years. According to a sentencing memorandum from federal prosecutors, when Helena police arrested Palster in the early morning hours of May 31st, 2022, it was close to 4 a.m. He was exiting his home wearing a black trench coat and carrying a bag. He also had 8 loaded force multipliers concealed on his body, including an AR. How in the hell was he pulling it back here like Highlander? Oh, for love of all that is holy. In his car, police found 9 more force multipliers, body armor, trigger modifications for his firearms, and there were 4 homemade pipe go booms, uh, home engineered silencing devices. Sir, no. Police found yet more equipment to modify firearms and supplies to make explosives. To be clear, the United States cannot unequivocally tell this court that Pallister was on his way to carry out an attack the morning he was arrested. In fact, additional parts to manufacture more Go Boom pipes arrived at his home several days after his arrest, indicating he was probably still in the preparation phase. Wait a minute. he just goes out strapped with, like, 7, force multipliers and throwing stars. L Also, black trench coats, unless you are Neo, let's just stop or Walker, Texas Ranger, let's just stop the long trench coats. I'm done. Every, you know, person from my age group, holy god, if the guys weren't dressing like they were the Crow, it was Neo. No. We the early aughts have come back and said no. It was clear, however, that Pallister had both stated the desire to carry out an attack and was methodically acquiring everything he would need to achieve his aim, prosecutors wrote last month. In short, Pallister had clearly set in motion a chain of events that would likely have ended in tragedy, they added. The Montana man and former fast food chain employee was only arrested because a teenage coworker had, quote, both the foresight and the courage, end quote, to report him to police after he threatened her directly, prosecutors said. The specific fast food chain was not identified in court records. When his coworker called the police, she said that Pallister had multiple firearms and go boom devices and discussed committing an attack on a local high school. She also told the police that he kept his force multipliers in the car and he had allegedly shown the teen some homemade pipe bombs after retrieving it from the vehicle. Oh, no. Dear Lord, no. Like, look, I understand that people are socially awkward. Hello, reference, patient zero with me. There is never a time you need to bring out your homemade, go boom chemistry set thing to show other people. Uh, Now, Pallister, in his for his making his defense lawyer cry, has never denied making that threat. But prosecutors say the man regularly harassed his coworkers, engaged in aggressive, violent, and inappropriate behavior, and discussed an ongoing fantasy to be a mass casualty starter. His fixation on Columbine led Palster to acquire clothing and weapons that were mirrored by those two douche canoes. He also discussed details of how he planned to, plant all of these explosive things to maximize the effect of his attack, claiming to have a stockpile of both firearms and ammunition. The threats were unequivocally serious at a time when crises involving active shooters and other threats to schools continue to have significant impact in schools, and even a false report of an active shooter requires an immediate, typically traumatizing response, prosecutors urged U.S. District Court Judge Brian Morris to appoint to sentence him appropriately. Court records show that he lived in a property adjacent to a local Montana courthouse. The Independent Record reported that authorities found 8 firearms in his home, including 5 of the short style force multipliers and 3 long style go boom sticks. And that some of them could be equipped with a silencer. Now, again, for just y'all know this, but a silencer will take the shot rapport from, airplane engine to leaf blower. So it's not like the movies where you're just gonna hear a swoop, swoop, swoop. No, that's not what happens. Now, he did plead guilty to, homemade chemistry go booms, as well as possession of an unregistered silencer this January. With the federal charges adjudicated, the Montana man may still face similar state charges, but he does not appear in court to face those until September. No, no, we've watched way too much Commando. Commando, the best 80s movie ever, where the bad guy is a dude with an Australian accent, a mustache that would make Freddie Mercury cry, and fishnet tank top with maybe a little bit of dad bod. Best movie ever. Watch it all the time, except for those last 5 minutes. But still, When your bad guy is that guy, Australia Joe, it's hilarious. I understand. Well, the internet is bad for everyone. Apparently, we've corrupted a remote, Amazon tribe and gotten them hooked on the hubs. Humanity had a good run, y'all. We tried our best. A reclusive tribe from the Amazon, uh, was able to get hooked up to the internet thanks to Elon Musk, only to be torn apart by social media and hub addiction, elders complain. Brazil's 2,000 member Marubo tribe has been left bitterly divided by the arrival of Tesla founder Starlink service 9 months ago, which connected the remote rainforest community along the Itu River to the web for the first time. When it arrived, everyone was happy, Tenesama Marubo, 73, told the New York Times. But now things have gotten worse. Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet. They're learning the ways of white people. I'm sorry. The Marabu are a chaste tribe who even frown upon kissing in public, but Alfredo Marabu, all Marabu use the same last name, said he is anxious that the arrival of this service, which delivers super fast internet to far flung corners of the planet has been billed as a game changer by Musk, but could upend standards of decorum. Twerking in the Amazon. I'm sorry. Look, not all of our cultural exports are great, but we did make Little Debbie's, so really. Let's see. Alfredo said many of the young men have been sharing, hub videos in group chat, and he has already observed more aggressive, behavior from some of them. "We're worried young people are going to want to try it," he said of the kinky acts that they've suddenly been exposed to on screen. Everyone is so connected that sometimes they don't even talk to their own family. Starlink works by connecting antennas to 6,000 low-orbiting satellites. The necessary antennas were donated to the tribe by American entrepreneur Allison Renew. Initially, the internet was hailed as a positive for the remote tribe, who were able to quickly contact authorities for help with emergency, including deadly snake bites. No, no, we are gonna have to go to, the Geneva. We're gonna have to go to the human rights trial in Geneva if we send them that. Let's see here. It's already saved life. Inoke, 40 stated members were also able to share educational resources with other Amazonian tribes and connect with friends and family who now live elsewhere. It has opened up a world of possibility for the young tribespeople, some of who have been unable to conceptualize what lays beyond their immediate surrounding. I mean, it, it's a tool. Tools can be good or bad. You have to limit it. You have to, not get too, hyped up in it. But yeah, there's not all the great things all the time. One teen told The Times she now dreams of traveling the world, while another said she's aspiring to become a dentist in Sao Paulo. However, Enrico also complained that there are significant downtimes. It changed the routine so much it was detrimental, he stated. The village, if you don't feed, or if you don't hunt, you don't fish, you don't plant, you don't eat. Some young people want to maintain our traditions, Tamasay 42 said. Others just want to spend the entire afternoon on their phones. Oh, okay, we do apologize. Tribespeople also became so addicted that leaders, fearing that history and culture, which is passed down orally, could be lost forever. Now they have limited access to the internet for 2 hours each morning and 5 hours each evening, and all day on Sunday. But parents still worry the damage is already being done. Another father, Capilla, said he's anxious about his children playing violent Chandler Halderson, games. I'm worried that they're suddenly going to want to mimic them, he stated. Meanwhile, others say they've fallen victim to internet scams, given that they lack digital literacy, while many youngsters were chatting to strangers on social media. Flora Dutra, a Brazilian activist who works with indigenous tribes, was instrumental in helping connect the Marabu to the internet. She believes anxieties about the internet are inflated and asserts that most tribe people, quote, wanted and deserved access to the World Wide Web. I like how she's like, look, these people have said that this, is a double edged sword. There are benefits, but also detraction. And she's like, hush, you guys, I will speak for you. No, no, don't worry. Silence. I'm advocating for you. Cranial rectitis can and does strike everywhere. But I mean, how up your own behind do you have to be to not, take seriously the agency of a people that you say lacks agency? I need someone to do the quantum mechanics of this equation because I don't get it. But, you know, maybe it's a me thing. So, the internet good, internet bad, but it does give us great memes. Good morning, Christine. I hope you are doing well. And JKD Buck. Oh my gosh. Try super male vitality toad. Oh Lord. See, this is why AI is going to get me because I'm going to have that thought, put it into Bing chat image creator and see I'm hooked. I'm hooked because all the crazy true. Well, I mean, a person is cool. People can be really weird. Still, some officials in Brazil have criticized the rollout to remote communities, saying special cultures and customs could now be lost forever. This is called ethnocentralism. Well, I did not know that we had a whole new worry to be afraid of. uh, so apparently, hey, the people that are shrieking loudly on behalf of these tribes, could we listen to just the tribes? And it seems like they're telling us that it has had some benefit, but there are definite downsides. So you think you could stop shrieking for people and just let them, speak their own reality? It's a stretch. I don't know if it will happen. If you're having a little bit of a difficult time getting motivated this morning, well, your day is not as bad as this bear's day. A tranquilized black bear takes a dive from a tree and falls into a waiting tarp. It's a tarp, Admiral Akbar. Thank you so much, Marlena, sorry. Been a day already. A young black bear took a dive from a tree Tuesday, landing in a giant tarp held aloft by wildlife, public safety, and rescue officials who tranquilized it after it roamed into a suburban Pennsylvania neighborhood. The Bruin showed up around lunchtime in a residential area of Camp Hill outside the capital of Harrisburg. Students and staff of a nearby high school were notified to stay indoors. They're still in high school? Our schools end of May here, so I'm like, people are still in school? Fire and rescue officials used a ladder truck to get close to and tranquilize the bear. The sedated animal fell about 20 feet or 6 meters into a large blue tarp held up by several of, the rescuers. The animal was then tranquilized again and moved to a bear trap that had been placed on a trailer, the news organization reported. The bear did not seem fully grown, and game officials said that they would likely take it to state land elsewhere in central Pennsylvania, according to the report. Now, the Games Commission did not return their call, so I guess we don't know where that bear is. And our piece de resistance today, our get you through work and Wednesday, is that a Smexy doll inside your body bag? Y'all, this was not on my 2024 bingo card, but really nothing has been. So, 2024, you brilliant, shimmering diamond of absolute crazy and insanity. Keep on sparkling. I mean, with a face like that, you can't assume that he would have any of these. I would never imagine. May 30th, investigators charged that a funeral home worker planned to use a body bag to smuggle a life-sized Smexy doll out of the home of a man who died in his Nebraska residence. Wait a minute, you are grave robbing the Smexy doll of a dead person? I don't even know how many Hail Marys that is. I'm a recovering Catholic. That has to be like 19 venial sins and a couple cardinal ones thrown in there. You're gonna need to pay an indulgence to, like, the Pope, okay? I can't. Are you gonna Oh, no. This is how you get monkeypox, y'all. Ryan Smith, 42, was arrested in October for allegedly breaking into the Omaha apartment where the deceased man lived. At the time, Smith worked for Mid America First Call, which handles removals, transportation, embalming, cremations, and shipouts. As detailed in recent court findings, Smith and a coworker were dispatched to the Rock Creek apartments to collect the decedent's body. Inside the unit, a sheriff's deputy noted, quote, near the body on the bed was a very real life size version of an adult female. He died happy. Oh, Lord. Both of the males that came to collect the body made comments about the doll found on location, according to an arrest warrant. You know what? If I'm this guy's mother that passed away, please remove that before I have to go clean out his apartment. If in future it ever happens, I am giving you presidential license to just miss me with miss me with this, entire scenario. Smith's initial entry into the apartment was with law enforcement personnel who subsequently locked and secured the home. Later that day, Smith allegedly returned to the residence carrying a body bag, telling apartment complex staff that he was acting on behalf of the sheriff's office and wished to collect the doll located inside for evidentiary purposes. Oh, Lord. Oh my gosh. Additionally, he also told workers that he was there to collect a stretcher he claimed to have left behind. After Smith, seen above, was led into the apartment a second time, a management official discovered that the unit's front door was, quote, dead bolted and latched with a chain across the door. The complex representative confronted Smith, whose shirt was, no, y'all know, he didn't even use Clorox wipes. No, just a normal day of a radioactive volcano on top of a dumpster fire. What in the actual hell is this? And told him no property could be removed from the dead man's home. As he was leaving the Rock Creek development a second time, Smith reportedly asked a janitor when the manager of the apartment building left. The manager told the cops she feared that Smith was going to return to the complex and break in and steal the doll. Y'all, we're gonna need some final form Jesus. We're gonna need Jesus' final Pokemon, form for this one. This is how you get Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't know. Details about Smith's actions were contained in a judicial order filed last week, denying his motion challenging a probable cause finding that he committed attempted burglary. I'm pretty sure there's DNA evidence, but, you know, the district judge found that Smith, quote, unlawfully entered the apartment with a body bag, which is indicative of circumstantial evidence that he had intent to take the doll, an item of nominal value. Well, look, just because I did a weird little Google bit, and I'm pretty sure that Mr. Mo is going to have to bleach bit my entire computer. Apparently, those really lifelike dolls are about 6K. Now, do with that what you will with that information. Uh, Therefore, the court finds the defendant committed a substantial step and a course of conduct then intended to culminate. Well, I think he did culminate in the commission of a burglary. The date for the next court appearance by Smith, who is free on bond, has not been scheduled. Y'all, we need justice and we need this trial to be God. I don't even wanna know the marketplace, like Facebook Marketplace you have to be on, and the only reason I laugh is because, our local police stations have, like, a spot that you can, um, do the kind of marketplace things. Can you imagine, like, "Look, no, I'm getting the model Tanya 6000, but I want the cops to be here in case he tries to rip me off with the, Tiffany 400." What in the actual I y'all, I don't even know anymore. Any hoozle, I am sending you guys over to Broken Baker. We are on, uh, Karen Reed. Maybe we'll finally figure out if there was snow. I mean, it could happen. Have a wonderful day, guys. I will not see you tonight because it is date night and birthday night. So I may get on with Baker in a couple minutes. I've got to do that horrified, terrified cleaning when your first husband's mother comes over and you want to look like you're a functional adult. So I'll be on in about an hour. But I will see you guys there. Have a lovely day. And you know what? Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. And if you're an introvert, just try to compliment someone while you're out is a great way to try to people and be kind. So let's do what we can because, not everyone can afford a Tanya 4000. Bye, guys.